welcome to another vlog. Today, I think I'm just gonna take you maybe for today, maybe tomorrow, but definitely today. I am just having a hopefully very full, fun, joyful day. I have been puttering around the house. I've been doing like some cleaning ups and stuff like that I was working on yesterday. Like I did a bunch of laundry and I need to put it away, and I'm getting ready for the day. So as per usual, I start with my moisturizer. I've been using the Glow Recipe for a couple of years now. I love it. I highly recommend it. It's so underrated. It's one of the best moisturizers on the market, in my humble opinion. I realize there's some new people here, so hi. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. I feel honored that you want to spend some time with me. For those of you who don't know, I am a Canadian, born and raised, but now living in LA. So you will see my life living in LA, but I do go back to Canada pretty often. And I live here with my husband. We moved here 2 years ago. We've been married for 3 years. And we moved to LA mostly for his work because he works in, I guess technically TV. He's a commercial editor. He edits TV commercials, sometimes TV shows, short films, things like that. Also, next step is my SPF. It's the tinted one. This one I think is just the best. Also been using this for years. Yeah, so we moved here 2 years ago. We love it. It is wild to be living in America, to say the least. But I can't complain about the weather and the lack of snow. And you know, it's a pretty beautiful place to live. I think LA is like this like lovely bubble in you know, in the world, in America, and it's a really great place for us to be and for our journey as a married couple to have been growing and learning more about each other. I also work for myself in a variety of different ways, which is always interesting. I have a clothing brand, I do creative consulting, I do small business consulting. I obviously have a YouTube. This is really just like a creative outlet for me, which has been really refreshing to look at it that way instead of like trying to think about like what's trending and what to do. It's almost like a visual diary for me, and it's just an outlet to share my life, share what I'm going through, hopefully in a relatable way. I do want things to be relatable for you. So that if you're navigating certain things, you understand that you're not alone, because that is the beauty of this world, is we are not alone even when we feel like we are. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing my face. I am probably gonna run a few errands, but fun errands, working on creating a joy list. I was asking a few people about what would be on their joy list if they were to create one. And so some things for me, the way that I want to structure a joy list is things that don't cost money, which in today's day and age is a little bit hard. So some things I do today are not going to be technically on the joy list, but some things I've already done are on the joy list, like eating a breakfast that I love, listening to a podcast while I eat, having my coffee and just being really intentional with it. But I am also going to go pick up some food, some fruits. So that is spending money, but being intentional by shopping for food that is nurturing to my body is a part of my joy list. I'm trying to reframe a lot of things of like, oh, I have to go get groceries too. I get to go buy peaches and cherries that are in season and enjoy them and love them. I'm going to do a pretty basic face. So obviously I did the tinted SPF, which you can't really tell. I use a lot of Merit products. So I have like their bronzer, this is their concealer, and then I also have the highlighter. So that's basically like my trifecta. I use this Marcel 2-in-1 brow pencil. I swear by this, life-changing, best thing you'll ever buy. And then, oh yeah, I use Tower 28 mascara. So that's, oh, can't forget the blush, the Merit blush. This is in Cheeky. So basically I'm a Merit girl. Let's be honest, I'm a Merit girly. So that's the face today. Is pretty simple. I want to keep it light. It's really hot outside. So I don't want to be sweating, you know? I don't want to be like melting. And that's why I do love Merit, is it's all like cream based, so it's better for hotter weather. And I like the products. I like how it feels on my skin. It feels really good. It doesn't like feel heavy. I've never had any issues with like breakouts or pimples or just like irritation. So for me, I'm a big Merit fan. I've been wearing them since they launched, and very thankful they're on the market at a reasonable price point too. Like their products last a long time for me, probably because I don't use a ton. I always like take whatever extra I have and use it on my jaw. I don't want to like have too much down here, but just enough. So yes, a few errands and hopefully some fun things. There's some stuff that I also want to do around the house. Don't we all realize as we age and become adults, it's like, ooh, my to-do list of like things around the home becomes bigger and bigger, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, wow, we're adults now. Like I've fully aged, and I just want to be puttering around my home a lot more, which is, yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's a new place that I'm in life. But I do have a few things at home. There's a few things that we want to change out since we moved here 2 years ago. We had to buy a lot of stuff, just like what was available, because it was also during the pandemic and there was still a lot of delays with furniture. So there's some things that we're thinking about switching out, but the practical aspect of me is like, well, let's sell it before we buy something new. So we might go through what we have in our place so that we can then decide what we want to try to sell, like list it or put it up on Facebook Marketplace so that we can replace things without spending a ton of money, because it's not how I want to spend our money on buying things twice. So it feels, you gotta sell it before you replace it. So it's like the whole one thing in, one thing out system, however it goes, trying to do that with my closet, even though I don't really shop that much. Instead of putting the highlighter right on my face, I just use a brush. I don't know if it actually makes a difference for me, but it just feels like it's not as like sticky on my face, I guess. Yeah. It just feels like a little bit more of a sun-kissed look this way. And then lastly, I do the lashes. I don't have great natural lashes. They're not terrible, but they're not great. They're just there. I would never want to do eyelash extensions. I did do like, I guess it's a perm, like an eyelash perm. I was doing that pre-pandemic and it definitely made a difference. I just can't rationalize spending $100 on that. If you know, or you've been following, you also know I can't rationalize spending money on getting my nails done. I do my own gel nails at home. I do like builder gel. I'm not going to show you them right now because I need to redo them. I don't think I'm going to have time, or actually I don't want to use my time for that today. I think I'm setting aside an evening this week to work on my nails because it is a couple hours to remove and then paint them. And I do try to do a design just because it's fun. It's nice to do a design in your nails, but I just am struggling with wanting to spend a ton of money on beauty. I think it's become just like so normalized for women to spend so much money on the beauty, the nails, the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the hair, the skincare, the Botox, the filler, the facials. I think it's all good if it helps you and makes you feel good, but not if it's like pressure from society, the internet. So I just am trying to look at what matters to me. And then that's where I end up spending money. And also as a creative person, like I like doing creative things with my hands, hence painting my nails. So it's also like a bit of an outlet, like YouTube is. You want to go into goodies and look?
You want to go into goodies?
I do. It was so hot out when we went to the market, which was actually really lovely. Didn't find any cherries, which is actually what I wanted the most, but we did get some peaches and a few other things, some celery, green onions, tomatoes, you know, the good stuff. Definitely wasn't full of the best stuff because we did go a little bit later, but it was nice to go. Obviously sat and had a coffee, had a little treat, which I enjoy so much. Just a girl that loves to go get a treat. But it was really hot. It was, I think it's like 35, 36, 90s, in the 90s Fahrenheit, in the 30s Celsius. And I have decided to be productive and proactive for this week. My friend brought me some matcha back from Japan. And instead of making matcha every single day, I'm going to batch make matcha so that I can basically fill this up with matcha and pour it to make a matcha latte every morning, like an iced latte, because it's delicious. And I know my favorite matcha place does this where they have like a bucket of matcha and they like ladle it out. So I was like, it's possible obviously to make matcha and have it sit over like a couple of days. So I think that what I'm gonna try to do is maybe not fill this completely full. I don't know if that might be too much for the week, but at least halfway full so I can get maybe three or four, because I know Michael also drinks matcha. So 3 or 4 lattes out of this. So I can just basically use my Nespresso milk frother, do the cold froth, pour this in, stir it up, and then it should be delicious. So I had the water boiled. It didn't get to a full boil because you're not supposed to use completely boiled water on matcha. It like will burn it. It says that it's supposed to be 80 degrees Celsius. I don't have a temperature. I know a lot of people have that really cool kettle that you can put the temperature to, but it didn't fully boil and it sat for a little bit, so I think it should be good. So basically I'm gonna load up a ton of matcha in here because I need to make a concentrate. I'm basically making a concentrate matcha. So let's see how this goes. And I hope this is a great way to avoid spending $7 on a matcha latte, especially because this is like fresh matcha from Japan. Like this is the best stuff. It's technically like 2 teaspoons per latte or per matcha serving. So if I want to do 4, I should have 8 teaspoons. And I promise I'm good at math. I swear I know math. Okay, so I have 4 in there, 6. And then instead of using like my normal whisk, I'm gonna use like the electric whisk. I'm gonna use this guy, the matcha, a lot of matchas in here. About half full. And let's see. I'm trying to make sure I get all the chunks out, but I guess I can also like whisk it when I'm making each latte this week. So it doesn't have to be like completely perfect right now because I can like re-whisk it. Let it cool down, get to like room temp before I put it in the fridge. And then what I'm gonna try to do is pour it with some milk. I'll froth it up. And then I'll do my like cold froth milk and see how it goes tomorrow. It's too late in the day. It's like after 3, so I'm not gonna have a matcha now. I do want to sleep well tonight, so I will not be testing this today. This will be a tomorrow thing. So if you don't see it on this vlog, you will see it on a vlog, and I will report back on if this works. And then if it does work, maybe I'll get a cuter container instead of just like a Starbucks mug that I've had for a while. Actually from the same friend who bought me the matcha, so she's just making sure that I'm having the best thing.
So here we are in the kitchen. Steak's going, simmering both sides, 2 minutes apiece. Don't forget the butter and let it base. And gonna make some sweetness. Make some sweetness happen. I don't base with, a lot of people base with garlic and thyme and all that. I just base with the butter and I let it brown. I don't really do anything crazy. Salt and pepper, nothing crazy. Nice and juicy.
Very much so.
I don't know how impressed he'd be with my knife skills, but I'm sure he'd be.
Well, it's because we don't have the hex-clad knives.
Yeah.
Just need those hex-clad knives. And that is a healthy dinner if I've ever seen one myself. Trying a new shake.
Yeah, I ripped the top off too much. Sorry.
It's okay. This is a different flavor. This is cookies and creamless. And then we normally get the dark chocolate. So these are the two. Well, this is the one that we normally get because we are up and going to the gym early. I am tired. Michael, are you tired?
Not really.
Isn't it lovely how men just like don't get tired the same way?
That's not really a true fact, but okay.
To me,
I think there's men who wake up and they're absolutely shattered.
my husband is not one of the men that wakes up and it's absolutely shattered. It's okay, we can go. So we had a very fun day yesterday. In the evening, we went for a nice walk to get these protein shakes so that we would have protein, because my struggle with going to the gym top of the day is I'm hungry and I want my protein and I want to eat breakfast, but how do I do it all? And then also with the trays. So I'll drink this in the car, basically kind of like a pre-workout in a way. And then when we come back from the gym, I can have like a full breakfast or even a smaller breakfast. And that will bring me joy, just feeling accomplished. Yesterday I felt very accomplished with all the things that we did in our home and just doing a little bit of relaxing. I worked on editing a YouTube video, and I obviously didn't show you that because it's not exciting to see me sitting on my computer. And that was a really, I would say a really fun, full, productive, peaceful, but mostly joyful day. And that is something that I'm working on, is having a bit of balance in all areas. Oh, and then the biggest highlight, we watched Love Island, the movie night. How did you feel about movie night? He said he wasn't going to watch it this season with me. He said he's had enough. Well,
I mean, come on, let's be honest, it's foolishness. But, I mean, the exciting part, obviously, is Casa Amor movie night. And, I mean, I think those are the highlights. If you're going to watch Love Island, I feel like you should just get a rundown of who the players are and just watch it then.
It's true.
Then you get a little bit of spice. Outside of that, you get, you know, as you get older, they get younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it seems like it gets to be a bit more ridiculous. But as I say that, it's interesting. There was someone there who I think is 30.
Yeah.
Who's only, you know, a few years younger than you. So that's
True. I'm basically
kind of crazy. Which,
I'm so young.
I mean, you should probably ask around. Like, if you're 30, are you gonna go on Love Island? Like,
Yeah, if you're 30 and single and looking, would you go on Love Island? I think it's, you know, we don't know. We haven't been dating in like 7 years. We don't know what it's like out there. I do know it's hard. From what I talk to my friends, I know that it's not fun to be dating. So maybe it's so hard that you're like, Love Island might actually give me some hope, which...
Right? To me, it sounds like, wow, like that's unreal. You go on Love Island at 30, but I don't know. I mean...
But maybe it'll just like get you out of your head in dating and realize like maybe there are better people in your town or city or wherever you are. So if that's you or you've thought about Love Island, please let me know below. But yes, we're going to the gym. It's going to be a great start to the day.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're good. We're good. Great start to the day. Traffic's not looking too bad. So already off to a good start. Productive day, dinner with friends ahead, and I'm gonna wrap the vlog up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe because then you'll know when the next one comes out. Bye.